Imagine the sound. It is Friday evening. You are tired from a long week of work. You reach into the fridge, grab a cold bottle, and you hear that specific sound. The cap comes off. You pour the golden liquid into a glass, watching the white foam rise to the top. You take that first sip. It is cold, refreshing, and slightly bitter. For a moment, the stress of the world disappears. But have you ever wondered what you are actually drinking? This is not just a drink to relax with friends. It is the third most popular drink on Earth, right after water and tea. But unlike tea or water, this drink has a secret power. Some historians believe that this liquid is the reason human beings built the first civilizations. It is older than written language. It is older than money. Today, we are going to look at the history of beer. We will travel from the ancient caves of hunter-gatherers to the great pyramids of Egypt, and finally back to the glass in your hand. To understand beer, we must travel back in time. We need to go back about 12,000 years. Imagine a world without cities, without farms, and without houses. Humans were nomads. They moved from place to place, hunting animals and gathering wild plants. For years, historians asked a difficult question. Why did humans stop moving? Why did they settle down and start farming? The traditional answer was to make bread. Bread is food, and food is necessary for survival.
But recently a new theory has appeared. It is a strange idea, but it makes sense. Some experts believe that humans did not settle down for bread. They settled down because they wanted alcohol. In the wild, these early humans found grains like barley and wheat. One day, perhaps by accident, a bowl of these grains was left outside in the rain. The water mixed with the grain. Then, invisible wild yeast from the air fell into the bowl. The mixture started to bubble. It was fermenting. When a brave human finally drank this strange bubbling gruel, they felt something new.
They felt happy. They felt warm. The alcohol affected their brain. It was a magical feeling. But to make this drink again, they needed a lot of grain. You cannot carry fields of grain while you travel. So they stayed in one place to grow more. This was the birth of agriculture, and with agriculture came the first great civilizations. Let's look at Sumeria in ancient Mesopotamia. Here, beer was not just a hobby, it was a way of life. The Sumerians loved beer so much that they even had a goddess of beer. Her name was Ninkasi. Archaeologists found an ancient poem written on clay tablets about 4,000 years ago. It is called the Hymn to Ninkasi. But it is not just a prayer, it is actually a recipe. It teaches people how to bake the bapir, barley bread, and mix it with sweet aromatics to create the drink. From Mesopotamia, the knowledge of brewing traveled to ancient Egypt. If you think of Egypt, you probably imagine pharaohs, mummies, and giant pyramids. But you should also imagine beer. In Egypt, beer was a source of nutrition. The water from the Nile River was not always clean. But the process of making beer, boiling the water and producing alcohol, killed the dangerous bacteria. It was safer to drink beer than to drink water. Everyone drank it, kings, priests, and even children. In fact, the Great Pyramids of Giza were built on beer. The thousands of workers who built these massive structures were not slaves, as Hollywood movies often show. They were paid workers.
Hi there, friend. If you want to improve your English while you watch history, consider subscribing to our channel.
And how were they paid? Records show that they received a daily ration of about 4 to 5 liters of beer. This thick, nutritious beer gave them the calories and the energy to lift heavy stones under the hot desert sun. Without this liquid bread, the pyramids might not exist today. As time passed, the Roman Empire fell, and Europe entered the Middle Ages. During this dark period, The art of making beer found a new home: the monasteries. Christian monks became the masters of brewing. They were educated, they could read ancient texts, and they were very organized. For the monks, brewing was a holy duty. They made beer to feed travelers and pilgrims who visited their churches. During the Middle Ages, the sanitation in cities was terrible. The water was often full of disease. If you drank the water, you could die. But the beer from the monastery was safe. The monks did not know about germs or bacteria, but they knew that beer kept people healthy. It was also during this time that beer changed its flavor. For thousands of years, beer was sweet and full of herbs. But in the 12th century, German monks started adding a new plant: hops. Hops are small, green flowers. They made the beer bitter, which balanced the sweetness. More importantly, hops acted as a preservative. With hops, beer could last longer. It could travel to other towns. This changed everything.
Let's jump forward to the 19th century. The Industrial Revolution changed the world with steam engines and factories. It also changed beer. Before this time, making beer was a mystery. People knew how to do it, but they did not understand why it happened. They did not know what yeast was. Then came Louis Pasteur. You might know his name from pasteurization of milk. But Pasteur was actually studying beer and wine. He discovered that yeast was a living organism. He realized that heat could kill the bad bacteria that made beer go sour. Because of science, beer became consistent. You could open a bottle in London and another in New York, and they would taste the same.
Factories began to produce millions of bottles. The clear, golden lager that we know today became the most popular style in the world, thanks to refrigeration and glass bottles. Now let's come back to the present. Let's go back to your kitchen. Look at the glass in your hand again. Feel the cold condensation on your fingers. Watch the small golden bubbles rising to the surface, fighting against gravity. When you take a sip of that cold beer, you are not just drinking alcohol. You are participating in a ritual that is 12,000 years old. You are tasting the reason your nomadic ancestors stopped running and decided to build the first cities. You are tasting the energy that gave strength to the workers who built the pyramids.
You are tasting the dedication of the medieval monks and the scientific curiosity of Louis Pasteur. But think about this. Across all those centuries, beer has always been about connection. It is the drink we share when we tell stories, when we solve problems, and when we celebrate life. Whether you're in a tavern in ancient Mesopotamia or a pub in modern London, the feeling is the same. It is a simple drink made of 4 simple ingredients: water, grain, hops, and yeast. But inside that glass is the complex DNA of our civilization. It is a liquid time machine. So, the next time you are with your friends and you raise your glasses to say, "Cheers," "Salud," or "Prost," remember this: you are not just holding a drink, you are holding history.